Now you have a voice 21 minutes before the 7 o'clock mark. Welcome to the evening rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Precious Inye and I bid you a very warm welcome. Good evening. Today, the 14th day of the 11th month of the year 2023. It's a thing of joy. It's my heart felt joy to welcome you to today's edition of the program Evening Rush. And just to let you know, the hot topic this evening, we are looking at a couple of conversations. First on our lineup of conversation this evening is Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, saying that Peter Obi knows he can't and won't win the Nigeria's presidential elections in 2023. Those were his words and not mine. Don't quote me, don't come for me. Yes, I said it. Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, about 2 hours ago said that Peter Obi knows he can't and won't win Nigeria's presidential elections in 2023. That's what the Anambra State governor is saying. Who is the kinsman to Peter Obi? Why would he say a thing, such a thing? I do not know, but we'll get to dissect that story one at a time later on, or in the course of the show. But then we'll move to another discussion, of course, which is also of a great concern to quite a number of us, because it's what's very important to us as regards the election. As concerning 2023 election, Professor Pat Utomi, a revered professor of economic politics, has said that has called for the disqualification of candidates missing at debates. So if you're a candidate and you're missing in a debate, you must or should be disqualified. That's what political economist Professor Pat Utomi has just said. Okay, I'd like to know what your thought and reaction is to this conversation. And then to one of the saddest but seems to be most interesting stories that I have today, because it's quite worrisome, is bandits demanding 10 million naira to release victims' corpse. So bandits apparently kidnapped someone, and whilst he was alive, demanded about 3 million ransom from them. After the back and forth, I'm going to explain all that back and forth, but I think they eventually got to pay 3 million naira, to the bandits. And then somehow this kidnapped person died in the custody of the bandits, and then the bandits are saying, oh, you would pay me 10 million naira for me to release his dead body. I cannot be working for you people for free. How? Is this where we are now in this country? Is this how far we've come now? What is happening? Well, these are the conversations we have on the hot topic this evening, Lagos. And of course, you know that you make my panel of discussionists. I like you to chime into this conversation. Let's get to hear your thought and reaction on all of this conversation. Which of this topic tickles you the most, and what do you have to say about it? As usual, my phone lines are open. If you are watching from the diaspora, just to let you know that you can jump into this conversation, because we're streaming live on YouTube at Voice of the People FM. Just go on the live column and then check out for our live streaming, because we're streaming live, and I'd like to hear you chiming into this conversation. And if you are really watching from across the world, I'd like you to know that you can call us on 0700 903 9039 via WhatsApp. That is, you can jump into the conversation via WhatsApp on 0700 903 9039. That is +234 700 903 9039 via WhatsApp. That's the number to reach us with, right? Okay, so if you are in Nigeria and you're listening to me live and direct from your terrestrial radio, you can call me on the show right now on 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call, 0700 903 903 903. I am coming to it. Just hold on. Don't keep me with calls yet, because I'm going to add the flesh to these conversations one at a time. But let's move straight to the quotes by what Professor Chukwuma Soludo has just said, because this is what has got everyone talking right this minute on the streets of social media. Twitter is already on fire because of this conversation right now. Let's get to hear you. I'll jump into that conversation right after this break. Stay with us.
every day strike, ASU strike, market women strike, even Kole people they strike. We don't become country of strikers.
Even light self, they no fit give us. Don't run from matter. Even leg self, they get accident.
Why una they complain? Why una they complain? No una they collect bribe, they vote Chokoloko Bango share.
Ìṣèjọba tó dára, òun là ń béèrè.
Anyị chọrọ ọchịchị onye kwuru uche ya. Anyị achọrọ ọchịchị nchigbu.
Ala ndeze temeka muna so nekio.
What do we want? I made the rule us well.
Don't take it for noise. It's the people's voice. They have made their choice. Respect that voice for all to rejoice. VOP 90.3, Voice of the People.
The Evening Rush with Pressures, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors that discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation, and then what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP is not an oil-dominated,
to agree.
Like what's going on here? I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3, Voice of the People FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice.
So there you are. I did reel out the hot topics for today to you. 3 stories that we'll be looking at in the course of the program this evening. One, first of which is Governor Saludo of Abga of Anambra State saying that Peter Obi knows that he can't and won't win Nigeria's presidential elections in 2023. And a second conversation is on Professor Patu Tomi's statement on disqualification of candidates who cannot and would not show up for presidential debates, right, generally. And then the third discussion is on bandits demanding 10 million naira ransom to release the dead body of a kidnapped victim who died in their custody. The corpse of a kidnapped victim who died in their custody. These are the conversations on our hot topic this evening, and that's all we've been talking about, almost all weekend and all day. So let's jump into the discussion one at a time. So straight on to our first conversation, right? The Anambra State Governor, Saludo, has stated that Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP, knows he cannot and will not win the 2023 general election. So Soludo said this on Monday, just this evening, or in fact this afternoon, in a long article titled "History Beckons and I Will Not Be Silent," Part 1. I guess we'll be looking forward to Parts 2, 3, and 4. All right. So the governor was reacting to mixed feelings that trailed his earlier statement that Peter Obi's investment as former governor of Anambra State were now not worth next to nothing. So in the article by the governor released on Monday, that is today, Soludo said, "My attention has been drawn to some of the tirades on social media following my frank response during an interview on, of course, Channels Television regarding the investments Peter Obi claimed to have made with Anambra's revenues, or Anambra State revenues, as it were." So still quoting him, he said, "Sadly, several of the comments left the issue of the interview to probe or suggest motives inferred from response on investment that I am opposed to Peter Obi's ambition and therefore committed a crime for which the punishment is internecine abuse and harassment even to my family." Now, some people even suggested that the gunmen who went to attack a checkpoint at my hometown on Saturday, 12th of November, but were gunned down, were part of mob reaction. I used to think that for decent people, certain conducts are off limits. That in Anambra, politics is not warfare. That's what I used to think. And I continue quoting him. He says, "Of course, as a Christian, I know that telling the truth can be very costly, even suicidal. Our Lord and Savior were crucified, and simply for telling the truth, the people did not want to hear. I promise that I won't be the usual politician, and I will not knowingly lie to the people. I am not an angel, but rather the knowingly the repeat of deceitful character that politicians are known for. I would leave public office." So he said, "Ideally, I should just have laughed off the infantile exuberance as many friends' advice, I am used to, this having people in the arena for a while. So I always reread the quotes. Now, the man in the arena, so he said that about, he quoted Theodore Roosevelt on that, blah, 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 and went on, So then let's move to the crux of the matter where he said that, So he said, several well-meaning Nigerians and Ndibo called to advise that I should just ignore them. However, he said, let's be clear. Peter Obi knows that he can't and won't win. He knows the game he is playing, and we know too. And he knows that we know. The game he is playing is the main reason he didn't return to Abga. The brutal truth, and some will say, God forbid, he put that on quotes, now, is that there are two parties seriously contesting for the presidential or for the president. The rest is existing or exciting drama that many Americans may not like the fact that Joe Biden, 79 years, and Donald Trump, 76 years, are two frontrunners for president in their parties, does not remove the fact that if both of them emerge as candidates, definitely one of them will be president in 2024. Okay, all right. That's exactly what he said. I like to stop here. That's the conversation. Now, let me take you back a little bit to what Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Okay, you know what? Okay, so let's first of all go to that interview he had with Channels Television that actually ignited all of this conversation. I think it's only fair that we first of all visit that interview he had. So here is the interview Professor Chukwuma Soludo had, where he did respond on the investment that Peter Obi made with Anambra State's revenue. Remember that oftentimes Peter Obi would often say that as a governor, he never embezzled funds belonging to the state. Rather, he invested state funds so that it will yield profits, right? So in response to that question from a journalist, Shenwo Kimbaloye of Channels Television, he did respond first, and I'm going to play it right away for you to hear. And then we'll get back to what he used to think of Peter Obi, then back to his statement right now. Just take a little listen. I'll be right back.
There was something I read about, somebody speculated about the value of whatever investment. What I've seen today, the value of those investments is worth next to nothing. So let's leave that aside.
So Lagos, you heard that. That's his response to that interview where he said what he has on his table, or what he knows, that the value of the investment that Peter Obi said he made with the state's revenue is now next to nothing. Let me also take you back a bit so that, we're a bit unbiased, right? Let me take you back a bit to what he used to think of Peter Obi back in the day, right? Okay. So this was him when he was contesting or during the Anambra State governorship debate, and comments he made concerning Peter Obi. Let me play this very quickly to you, and then we get back to the conversation. Just take a listen. I'll be right back.
Anambra State has the lowest unemployment of any state in Nigeria at 13%. National Bureau of Statistics, not Anambra State numbers. Anambra State has poverty rate declined from 53% under Peter Obi to 14.78 as at last year. National Bureau of Statistics, not our own numbers. Anambra State has the lowest underemployment rate at 17% of any state in Nigeria. National Bureau of Statistics. So when you want to say, and then for the records, Anambra State has the lowest unemployment of any state in Nigeria at 13%. National Bureau of Statistics, not Anambra.
So there you are. You heard that from Governor Chukwuma Soludo directly, where he was saying that under the governorship of Peter Obi, the states emerged the lowest, in poverty level at 17%, from 60-something percent to 17% under the governorship of Peter Obi. And then one will want to ask, what changed? What changed, right? All right. So let me also quickly move forward to play a statement made by a governor of a certain state concerning this same issue of investment in Anambra State. And here is the governor of Taraba State confirming that Governor Obiano told him that the investment he made in the international cargo airport was made, that is the cargo or international airport he built in Anambra State was actually from the money or the investment that Peter Obi left the state. Let's take a listen to that, and then we come back to, the rest of the conversation. Please bear with me. I'll be right back. Just take a listen to this conversation. I'll be right back.
Papa, mama, brother, sister, this Lagos must work for all of us. Everybody
Oh yes, Lagos people, papa, mama, sister, brother, auntie, plus including uncle them. Better don't land for Lagos State gidigba. Money will be for Lagos State, then go use them for Lagos State. Wella, no more baba sope. They no go chop Lagos State money. Nobody go pocket Lagos State. Then go take and build Lagos State, build road, build hospital, build houses, and now only one man fit do this job. He name na Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Dando. He can't carry one obonge person as the deputy governor. Her name na Funke Akindele. My people, what do we wait for? Make we vote for light, vote for change. No be the kind change where they vote before. This one na the original change. How Mumu don't do? Pay they pay.
Everybody
All right, sincere apologies. I had to quickly jump on that break. Whilst I'm still preparing myself for yet another break, let me quickly bring you what the governor of Taraba State had to say about Governor Peter Obi's investment in Anambra State. Let's quickly take a listen to that. I hope time would permit us to do that, and then we jump back to the conversations. I know that you are ready to call me. My phone lines are already buzzing, but just bear with me a little bit. I'll let you your thoughts out and reactions on this. I'll let you chime into the conversation, but just kindly take a little listen to this. We'll be right back.
And so, when I met the governor who had just finished his tenure, I asked him, I said, my dear brother, I had been longing to thank you immensely. You did something remarkably well. God bless you. He said, my brother, what is that? I said, the international airport you built in Oka. I said, I am exceedingly happy. He said, oh my God, I'm happy hearing it from you. Then I added, I said, where did you get the money? He said, Biko, now my former colleague leave the money behind. I laughed. I said, he left it. He said, frankly speaking, he left money in foreign currency. It's the money I saw. I said, look, let me leave a legacy before we go. So,
Peter. Oh yes, he's here to change the narrative, here to make things work in Nigeria and for Nigerians. On Peter, we shall build this nation. Arise, fellow Nigerians, and let's wake up the sleeping giant. Don't Peter Obi, a man with great vision and an enthusiast of the real change. The only man we can trust with the nation's finance. Oh yes, for good governance. Let's join hands together and vote Labour Party. Vote Peter Obi for president, supported by Chief Dr. Paul Ezenwa Akudo, CEO, Wugas Intercontinental Limited.
Anambra very well. And so, when I met the governor who had just finished his tenure, I asked him, I said, my dear brother, I had been longing to thank you immensely. You did something remarkably well. God bless you. He said, my brother, what is that? I said, the international airport you built in Oka. said, I am exceedingly happy. He said, oh my God, I'm happy hearing it from you. Then I added, I said, where did you get the money? He said, Biko, now my former colleague left the money behind. I laughed. I said, he left it. He said, frankly speaking, he left money in foreign currency. It's the money I saw. I said, look, let me leave a legacy before we go. So
it's 7 p.m. on 90.3 FM.
I'm owing them here, and I'll use the money well. Sir, my people in Taraba State, you have heard him. It's left for us to decide. Do we want a Nigeria of promise for our children, or we want until we are kidnapped with our wives and kept in another place and be at the mercy of the kidnappers? All this is left for us to tell ourselves. I would rather that we will live in the very comfortable and live.
All right, Lagos, there you have it. That was the voice of the Taraba State Governor speaking on the investment or the airport built by the immediate governor who took over directly from Peter Obi, that is talking about. All right, and then saying that he confessed to him directly that he actually sourced the fund from an from the money that Peter Obi left as governor from him. And then we've been on back and forth. Sincere apologies for those breaking transmissions, by the way. I was being, we have to pay the bills, so I was being interrupted by bills here and there. Apologies, sincere apologies. It wasn't deliberate in any way. So you did hear the voice of Professor Chukwuma Saludo reacting to a question by a journalist on the investment that Peter Obi did make, where he said that investment right now is next to nothing. And then I did read out to you what he said today concerning that same thing, or concerning the reaction of public reaction to that interview, where he is saying that Peter Obi knows that he cannot and will not win the presidential election come 2023, that he knows the game he is playing, and he knows that even them know the game that he's playing and all of that. One will want to wonder, what is this all about? All right, my phone lines are officially open now. It's 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. If you are calling me off of YouTube and you're calling from the diaspora, it's 0700 903 9039. That's the number to call. 0700 903 9039. Please call that number via WhatsApp, because that's the only way you can reach me from the diaspora, except you want to do a direct call, which will cost you a lot more. All right, good evening.
Pretty precious.
Mr. Darlington, you managed to beat it, to be the first person to call me today too. Good evening and welcome.
It's my lucky day.
It's always your lucky day with me. I think I'm your lucky charm.
You see?
You're welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Darlington.
Where you go? Where you went out on Friday?
Mr. Darlington, I've not. Can you not hear my voice? Sickness wants to deal with me, and I've been battling back. So I've been under the weather, so I'm trying to, recoup.
Esther ran away from us. She didn't even wait till the time.
Oh, sorry. So it's not easy. Remember, she's here from morning, so it's not easy at all.
It's okay. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's hear.
I hope it's getting better now, Abi.
Well, my voice is a bit stronger, as you can hear, but if you can listen deeply, you still notice that I still have a lot of healing to do too. So getting better gradually, but hoping to be soon.
I can cure you too, and I won't charge you money.
No, don't worry, sir. Thank you for your selfless service to humanity. I appreciate. I'll let my doctors handle it. I appreciate you. All right, so let's quickly hear your reaction. I know you've been itching to say something concerning your brother Soludo.
Yes, I am.
His brother Peter Obi. So let's hear you, sir.
In the first place, this is politics. I have no grudges against Soludo because of what he said. But when it descends into gutter language, I say no. If he's jealous because Peter Obi is not in ABGA, it's understandable. But then, being your brother and knowing fully well how the Southeast has clamored for this thing, I don't expect this type of statement from Soludo. He knows he cannot win. He knows the game he's playing. This and that. I was waiting for Soludo to tell me that Peter Obi is not qualified. He didn't say so. So, what is that thing that makes the other people more qualified than Peter Obi? Soludo did not tell us.
Well, I was waiting to hear that too.
Yes, he would have. That is why I'm telling you that I don't like this kind of bad belly. It's not good. I thank God you played what happened and what the governor said in Taraba and all that. You know, I thank. Are you telling me that Soludo is not aware? In the first place, Soludo is not the best person to criticize the people.
Why do you think so?
Obiano came before Soludo. If anybody should say anything against Peter, it should be Obiano who took over from Peter Obi, not Soludo. Not Soludo. He's not qualified to do that because he did not take over from Peter Obi. If the investment Peter Obi made has crashed, according to Peter, how is that the fault of Peter Obi? How? Tell me how. Look at how many businesses that have closed down since Peter Obi left office. Was it the fault of Peter Obi? I don't understand. He didn't define or explain further what he meant by they are worthless. There was an investment, but the bad economy affected it. Is that the fault of Peter Obi, for God's sake? Is that the fault of Peter Obi? At least an investment was made. Why can't he give him credit for that? As a matter of fact, we are waiting and watching for Soludo to leave office. Then let me see whether he can match the record of Peter Obi. It's not enough to be talking. If Soludo is his man enough, let him grow ABGA. The same way Peter Obi have made a Labour Party to become a party to reckon with. That is all.
Thank you.
That is what I expect him to do. All this noise, it doesn't. Look, somebody should advise Soludo. Let him not rubbish his record, though, because he wants to join foul language in playing politics. He's supposed to be a professor now. If you cannot help Peter Obi, why not keep quiet? Keep quiet and run your own government. Let's see what you are going to do. You cannot rubbish Peter Obi's record, no matter how you try. It's not possible. Somebody should advise Soludo, because whatever you say now may come to haunt you later. That's the truth. It may come to haunt you later. Everything is said about Peter Obi here now is all about bad belly. He does not hold any water, no substance.
How if you know he doesn't have bad belly and he's just saying his own truth? You know, truth can be really true, right?
What is the truth? Okay, what is the truth?
So how about if he's saying his truth?
No. What is the truth here? Let him tell us. He said the investment is worth next to nothing. There was an investment. Then if the economy have crashed it or made it to be worthless, how is that the fault of B2B? He couldn't explain to us. He couldn't.
All right,
so
thank you.
If Obiano have made use of the investment, how is that the fault of P2B? And why didn't Soludo talk about Obiano, whom he took over from? This is why I'm telling you that he does nothing. He didn't say anything. I wish I were there with him. I would tell him that, you fall my hand in this one.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me let others jump into the conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington. It's always a pleasure to hear from you.
It's all right.
Thank you so much. All right, Lagos phone lines are open. I see the reaction from the YouTube platform quite massive there. Tochuku Owo says, forget Soludo, his baby where Obi is. Ebuka Ndehibo says, I think we should focus on serious Nigerian issues and not market Soludo versus Peter. There is no value this conversation is there. Femi Bash says Soludo has just killed his political career. What is wrong with this man? His jealousy and malicious intentions towards Peter Obi is out of this world. You mean? And you said, Haba, this man should leave Peter Obi alone now. why are you drinking and eating Peter Obi for breakfast and dinner? Then when the man has never mentioned your name before. Femi Bashfurther says, using Saludo's money. Is Peter Obi using Saludo's money for campaign? That's another question you asked. And James Morgan says, greetings, 90.3 FM family. Thank you so much. Greetings to you too. And Owo again says, he's a humble man. Peter Obi is a humble man. God is with him. Soludo is just another arrogant and proud man who will surely be disgraced. James Morgan says, Peter Obi didn't hand over to Soludo. All right, so there's a lot of back and forth. I'll leave it at that. Okay, Mofo TV says posterity will remember Soludo for the statements that he, for a man that has worked so hard in Anambra State, right? And then Ken Uche says Soludo is like a blind man who mistakenly picks apple through his leg. Anyway, when he finishes the one, that's one that's left. Let's see how he will pick another one. All right, James Morgan, I see you again. El Annie said, building good network of roads in Anambra was an investment. Izedima says, Kenneth, it's Saludo's, Izedima Kenneth rather says, it's Saludo's words against Igbo people and Nigerian youth. And then the Obi Dirty Hub says, Peter Obi is a light that cannot be covered. And paying salaries, pensions, and building hospitals are good investment. I see the back and forth, and I appreciate you guys. But let me jump on to some calls from WhatsApp now. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn down the volume on your radio set or whatever device you're listening with so that I can hear you? Because I can just hear myself. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please. Can you help me turn down the volume on your device so that I can hear you?
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Excellently. Please help me turn down the volume on your device. I can still hear myself at the background.
Okay, fine. I've turned down my volume.
All right, so what's your name? Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Let's hear
My name is Sam. I'm calling from Italy.
Okay, Sam from Italy. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to greet you. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. Depending on your health system, you still try to make it work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
See, issue, let me speak the language my people will understand. The issue of Soludo is not a thing everybody should be talking about. Let me say the first man who I know very well, if I was correct, that speak up against Mr. Peter Obi, as we are talking right now, is in jail. And his property has been handed over.
Oh, come on. Are you going to take Kweremadu's case now? Come on, brother.
Yes. Kweremadu was the first Igbo man that said we cannot afford to waste our vote. And the following week, he found himself in jail. You understand? Those were the people that have the power to say, let us lock Peter Obi up. So Peter Obi is not just somebody you can speak up to and you will have the cup for it. And Peter Obi never speak up against that man. So everybody know very well that Peter Obi case is not a matter of what is it called? It's not a matter of politics. Yes, it's not a matter of politics. Peter Obi just have that grace. Do you know that Soludo, when he was in the campaign before the debate between APC, PDP, and Soludo, the ABGA, I don't know if you watched that debate. Soludo said everything that Peter Obi did in Anambra in that debate.
I actually did play that. I played where he, eulogized Peter Obi very well. I did play part of excerpts from that debate.
Yes, but how come Soludo not come to national and start telling people that the investment of Peter Obi is worthless?
All right. If you're done with your take, let me quickly take a break and take more calls. He's entitled to his opinion. He's the governor of the state. He has a right to want to support whoever he wants to support. Don't you think so? Hello? All right, I'll let you go so that I can take more calls. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, a very good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mazo. They're calling you from Edo.
All right, so go ahead very quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I thank Valentine for explaining better. And this last caller right now. Soludo has made himself nothing now. Nothing. What did he do when he with central bank? He turned everything upside down, make his own money there and run away. So he's down now already. He can never do anything again in Anambra State and Nigeria as a whole, said by me, because he speaks against the truth. And in truth we trust. This guy, Peter Obi, has done a great thing in Anambra. You understand? So Peter Obi is good. And the Labour Party, if you look at the Labour Party, all everybody there is intellectuals. Look at people like Chris Wokopia. Look at the other guy, the other professor. So the Nigerians need all these kind of people to develop Nigeria, not all these kind of young men. So I have not much to say. Larison has finished everything for me. And this last caller, I'm happy for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Keep it up, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, Lagos. It is Voice of the People FM 90.3. My name is Precious Inyi, and the show is The Evening Rush. And on the hot topic this evening, we're looking at 3 topics. What you have been talking about Nigeria, and one of which is just this evening reacting to the backlash, fallout from the interview that Professor Saludo, the governor of Anambra State, had with Channels Television last week, where he did mention that the investment that Peter Obi said he had, the purported investment, is now worth next to nothing. Right, reacting to the backlash, what you guys in Nigeria have been backlashing him. He now said that, you guys are backlashing me, that it has reached my domot that people are backlashing me. In fact, let me even tell you people, well, while I don't want to mince word, Peter Obi, knows that he cannot and he will not win the 2023 presidential election. That's what Soludo just said this afternoon. And he said that Peter Obi, knows the game that he's playing, and Peter Obi also knows that they know the game that he's been playing. And that's why he knows that he cannot win the 2023 election. And one would think that, even though Soludo is not the immediate predecessor to Peter Obi, but we would want to think that, all right, so this is your kinsman from the same state with you. If this man has a support of so many Nigerians from all corner of, the country, why should you, the sitting governor of his state, somebody whom, once wear the cap that you're wearing right now, why wouldn't you support him? People will just be thinking towards that direction. Or is it difficult for people to support their own? That's the question people are asking. Why will Professor Saludo, a revered professor of economics, by the way, make such a statement? That's actually the question that we're asking this evening. Well, the phone lines are open, 0700 903 903 903. And if you want to hit me up on WhatsApp, if you are watching off of YouTube and you want to call me, straight from the diaspora, you can call me via the WhatsApp line. It is on 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number, 0700 903 9039. While the normal phone number is 0700 903 903 903.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
My name is Amy.
Okay, go ahead, Amy. Why are you calling me?
I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, go ahead.
All right. What Soludo said, I don't think this man. Maybe sometimes in life, I'm not meant to insult people. You understand me? Most of these people you are seeing, most of them are on the high side sometimes. You understand me? For him to have made that statement, I don't understand. I don't understand. This is somebody who left office for Obiano. Obiano now gave it to him. First, when he came on board, he went to Channel TV, criticized Obiano that Obiano left about 300 million in the treasury of Anambra State. The Obiano has embezzled the whole thing. Now he has come back again last week. He said Peter Obi service to Anambra is worth to nothing. What is magic? We're not even talking about the governor who embezzled money here. We're talking about the governor who saved money for the betterment of the state. A sitting governor came in and saying all these things. Man, this man is high. Now, he went back again. You could imagine what he wrote about I got the night of this evening, like almost from here to Alakija. The night of from here to Alakija. He was saying all this rubbish in his mouth, saying, I'm sorry to use that word rubbish, saying that Peter Obi will not win, that he's just playing games, that he's waiting for him to come back to Africa. Must he come back to Africa? Don't they see this is enviness for crying out loud. I don't know why this Professor Saludo, I don't know whether he come from the moon.
All right, thank you.
I don't understand.
Please, whatever you've said is it's important to know that you're input is strictly your personal opinion, and in no way does it represent the opinion of the station as a whole, please. And I would advise you to please keep it a bit civil, keep it as civil as possible. We don't have to throw jabs and insults right here. This is a live radio, please. All right. Quite a number of reactions still coming from the YouTube. Hello, good evening.
Hello, brother.
Yes, good evening to you, please. Welcome.
Good evening. I had the issue that we are discussing now.
All right, go ahead, sir.
About Soludo and the Scotland is in it. These are Fulani governors we have in the southeast. He's just trying to play down all the achievements Soludo made so that when he comes out as president, because he's planning to rule Nigeria, that's why, because he knows that if Soludo imagines as president, today, that it will be very difficult again for him as a person to emerge as president in the near future. That's why he's trying to play down all the achievements Soludo made. So these are one of the Fulani governors. But see what happened in his hometown now. Yeah, it's right in there because of that statement he made. So many people are being killed because of that utterance, that useless utterances that he made. So all our governors, hello?
I can hear you. But can you just keep it civil and not use bad words like useless? Please, thank you.
You see what happened? Hello?
I can hear you. All right, maybe I have to let others respond a bit. So back to YouTube, quite a number of reactions there. Saludo is an opposition party known as ABGA. Spot on, brother. Peter Obi case is divine. There is no need for Saludo's issues. Sydney Ibokwe now says he is entitled to his opinion, but it must be factually right. What did Peter Obi do to him? A man that saved for a project that gave Anambra a chance after the debacle of Mbadinoju and Dr. Ngige. And he went on and on with that. Obi built world-class heart surgery hospital in Adazi, Anambra State. And then he says Peter Obi built 4,000 schools in 177 communities in Anambra State. You went on and I mean, YouTube is a place to be. So you guys, if you're not on YouTube, just jump on it, right? Okay, so let me quickly run off to WhatsApp because I can't leave others behind. So some conversations from WhatsApp. Yeah. Good evening. Peter Obi is only ex-governor of 5 states of Southeast that performed perfectly well, and anybody saying he did not see investment of Peter Obi in Anambra State is not telling himself truth. Leo from Lagos. Leo, just to quote Professor Chukwuma Soludo, right, or Governor Chukwuma Soludo, right, he did not see any investment from Peter Obi. He said there is a particular investment that Peter Obi always talks about, that he invested with the state's revenue, with the state's money, and that's actually the particular investment that Governor Soludo was reacting to by saying that particular investment right now is next to nothing. So not that he did not do anything as a governor of the state. All right, back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello, good morning.
Okay. Good morning. All right, it's good evening. Well done.
Yes, I've been following the conversation on radio.
May I know your name, sir, please?
My name is Steven. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, I've been following the conversation, and I think we just need to draw some inference on what happened. Now, in 2010, Saludo contested the election as the governor of Anambra State. I was in Anambra State when he contested the election as the governor of Anambra State. He promised that he was going to turn Anambra State into Taiwan. He was going to make Nehru to be the Taiwan of Africa. And but he was wondering, after he came out from the Central Bank with all the whole accolades he came out with, so he expected that he was supposed to win that election. But he was hot because Peter Obi defeated him. He even came third in that election. Now, Peter Obi has built Anambra State under ABGA. ABGA has been entrenched into the life of Anambarians, that even if you put a good in ABGA, they will defeat anybody in Anambra State. Now, they didn't want election in Anambra State under ABGA. He didn't win the election because he's a professor, because he won that election under people's achievement. That was why during the campaign, if you watch that video, he was campaigning with P2B achievement, not so they're not as achievement. So whatever, everything is happening now. I read that he said something that P2B left after PDP to contest on that, but to weaken PDP. Now my question is, what is Soludo's what is his business with a weakened PDP? He's in ABGA. What is his business with a weakened PDP? Before now, there has been suspicion that Soludo is working with Atiku because Atiku has promised him the presidency.
Yes, I did mention that, and I even did mention. Sorry, I didn't mention that anyway. I didn't mention all of those affiliations, but I did mention where he said in his statements that this presidential election is actually between two people. That the rest of them are just, whatever he mentioned. So one will want to mention that, does it mean that he did not include his own party's presidential candidate among the two people that, the presidential election is between?
I just want to draw the line of where all this is coming from. Because Peter Obi is actually contesting as a lone candidate against an established candidate. And like the support he has been getting across Nigeria, his idea is to dismantle the established elite in this country. Peter Obi became the governor of Anambra not because he loved politics, but because he saw a gap and he wanted to fix it. That was why he entered politics to become the governor of Anambra. Coming into the national level, he also saw a gap and he wanted to fix them. That is why he contested the presidency. And the truth is the established elite are not happy with him. So they are fighting everything through and then. So, Soludo's comment is not like, I'm not surprised. His candidate did a debate last night. Peter Obi, I watched it live. He did a debate last night, but I'm sure Soludo did not watch that debate. Soludo did not. I'm sure a lot of persons are not aware that
he featured alongside the SDP and, of course, Shawari, the other candidates. We saw that debate yesterday.
The only thing here is that whatever he's bringing to the table is what we already know, and we are all up against it, and we all going to fight it. Soludo is not different from other political airlines that are fighting P2B. It's not different. Everyone wants to take. They want to be. Nobody believes that P2B is going to gain this momentum.
But the question is, shouldn't you keep every other sentiment aside if you see your own brother going this far to support him? Is this the reason why people think that Southerners don't play politics right?
I
don't want to be tribalistic about this, but would you think towards that direction?
I'm an Igbo man, and I need to tell you about there's something you understand about Igbo. There's what we call Igbo. Just like you have maybe in Hausa land, where you have an MI can come out and tell the people who to vote for. You can't do that in an Igbo land. People are not moved by partisan politics; they are moved by competence. That is why in 2015 they didn't support Buhari because they felt he wasn't competent. If an Igbo man can go against his brother just because the other person is competent. So, expecting the political leaders in Igbo to support P2B is not something we are even looking at because we know that most politicians in Igbo, they are all selfish. Most of them are selfish. So it is what has been there for a very long time. So we are not even expecting the support from them. And they don't control the vote in Igbo land. So whether they come out to endorse P2B or not, it makes no difference because the people in Igbo land, they are after P2B, not the leaders. The leaders are selfish.
All right, thank you so much. Let me let others contribute on the show. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos, phone lines are still open, 0700 903 903 903 if you're calling me directly. If you're calling from WhatsApp, that is if you're in the diaspora, is 0700 903 9039. From YouTube, Iken Nawafo says Saludo used Peter Obi as a reference point in his debate. The same man is criticizing him. Is that not envy? That's what you're saying, or is that envy? Tochuko Owoze Soludo is working for PDP. Sydney Boko says Soludo is working for 2031, and Igbos are Republicans in nature, and politics is dog eat dog situation. Well, there's that back and forth there, but let me go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
No, Precious.
Oh, Mr. Darlington, you're back. Help me make it short. Help me make it brief because my phone lines are on fire so that I can take as many.
I know. I want to help you with your own, or that's say now with what you are saying about Soludo helping his kinsman. Just because Peter Obi is from the Southeast, therefore every Southeasterner must support him. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
If you look at the Southwest, one of the elder statesmen in the Southwest, in fact, the leader of Afenifere, is not even supporting a candidate from the Southwest.
Of course.
My worry is that whenever you are going to do something, give us your reason. The elder statesman stated his reason why he's not supporting his brother from the Southwest. And that reason is sound. Nobody can fault it. Now, Soludo trying to vilify and make Peter Obi look like a villain. Why can't he tell us what he has done wrong and why he thinks he's not suitable? Is that not what we're asking?
He tried to mention it, even though he spoke in parables. He said that Peter Obi, knows the game he is playing. And he knows that they know the game he is playing. He tries to speak in parables, though. But that seems like him trying to explain whatever it is, but he just didn't come out plain to speak.
We cannot presume or assume what he did not tell us. All these things he's saying now, he does not hold water. Let him analyze it and give us his own opinion on Peter Obi. Not all this thing that is running around and telling us he will come back to Abga. Okay, if Peter Obi were to be in Abga, will he say what he's saying? He will not say it now. So it doesn't matter what Soludo is saying. It is only his vote now. It is only his vote. So let's see what happens in 2023. Good evening.
Right, thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening to you. Welcome once again. Thank you. You're always welcome here. All right, let me move quickly to WhatsApp. Quite a couple of reactions here. Kwerimadu Saga will visit Soludo. You guys take it easy. Precious. God will bless you for clearing us all of all this via dirty politics. We Anambras, we are hearing Soludo's comment today against his brother for just politics' sake. Thanks. I hope our Buhari is hearing this bandit's demand and he never said anything. All right, that's talking about the second conversation. Then I move to other more messages from the WhatsApp platform. Hello, this is BC. Honestly, I am not surprised about Soludo because he is a confused man. That's what he said. If not, he will not be contradicting himself. He is talking this way because his party has a candidate as well. You see, Peter Obi is not an individual project. This is the turn of Nigeria. So no matter what anybody says, come 2023, he is the next Nigerian president. Come rain, come sun. To crown it all, a prophet is not respected in his household. That's why that's my own contribution. Thank you so much, BC. That's quite sad. All right, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Let's hear your thoughts and reaction on this conversation. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Mr. Sconduli. I'm calling from Azegule.
All right, so very quickly, you have 60 seconds. Let's hear your thoughts and reaction.
Okay, I hear everything when I talk. See, the only thing I want to talk for this topic is that Soludo supporting Peter Obi is not necessary. Because Soludo, who is Soludo for Anambra?
He's the governor of Anambra State.
Who is he for Anambra?
He is the governor of Anambra State. Isn't that enough?
That governor is not anything to Anambra. He's not helping anybody for Anambra. Look at Anambra State. Anambra State is on fire. He says he's the governor. It's not anything to us. See, listen to me. My own opinion is that as far as I'm concerned, Peter Obi is number one governor that I never seen in the Anambra State. So whether I support or I no support, if God say Peter Obi go win, he go win. Because if he come from Yoruba land, not everybody support Tulumbu. If he come from North, not everybody support Atiku. So all this one is not a topic where we will carry for mind, where we will make us lose hope. Me, particularly me and my family, we must support Peter Obi till both ends.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I appreciate you. All right, Governor Prince Opibi from YouTube says Governor Soludo is talking. He said, how market for him as a governor in Anambra State? This is not being a governor of Central Bank. And then Egede Jerry says, same Soludo campaigned with Peter Obi, a success few months, Peter Obi successes few months ago. That's what you said. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. So what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, you're calling from Ablado.
All right, so let's hear you. Go ahead.
The issue of the comment of Soludo about Peter Obi. What God has written is written. And Jesus Christ told Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail against it. So Peter Obi is that rock. Is that rock. So anything that Soludo like make him talk, now one vote you get. Father Mbaka don't talk his own. In London, we are in London. For the mother talking his own. In there, we are in there now.
All right,
so
thank you.
I never finish now.
You go finish now. Now 60 seconds you get now. You don't talk past 60 seconds now. You dey rush me.
Okay. No wala.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The nine getting mouth, men the talk.
All right. Thank you so much.
In second term, we go see at English.
All right, Lagos. Phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903. This is Evening Rush, and my name is Precious A. And on the hot topic today on Evening Rush, we are looking at three different conversations. First in our lineup of conversation is Peter Obi knows he cannot and will not win Nigeria's presidential election in 2023, credited to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Let's say Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State. And that's the conversation we're looking at. And I did, play the back and forth of that conversation. It's actually a fallout, a reaction, which is a fallout of the interview he had, based on the interview he had recently, where he did mention, or he, managed to answer a question about the investment that Peter Obi left made with the state's revenue, and how it is next to nothing, and how there's been a lot of backlash about that investment. And then he had to quickly respond, oh, you people are yabbing me. It's come to my notice that you people are yabbing me for what I said concerning his investment, which is true. You people should know that I'm a politician who does not fear saying the truth. I know how to say the truth. As a matter of fact, you know that Peter Obi knows that we know, and he too knows that he cannot and will not win the election. And he knows the game he's playing. We know that he knows the game he's playing. I mean, he knows that we know the game he's playing. And he went back and forth with that. And I also did play a little bit of an excerpt of a debate, the Anambra State debate, whilst he was contesting for governorship in Anambra State, that he also did, eulogize Peter Obi, crediting, the works that Peter Obi did during his tenure and how he helped reduce the poverty level in that state from about 60-something% to less than 17%, and even education improved on healthcare and all that. He did mention that in that interview, and I did play you, a sound bites from that conversation. I also did play a sound bites from Darius Ishaku's conversation with Peter Obi when they paid him, that is the governor of Taraba State, when Peter Obi paid him a courtesy visit, where he said that Obiano, the governor who took over from Peter Obi, when he was asking him where he had money to build an airport, and he said, my dear brother, it is from the money that my predecessor Peter Obi left for me. That is what he said. So one will be wondering, if all of this is happening, then why will all of a sudden Soludo not relent on drumming support for Peter Obi? That's actually the conversation this evening. I'd like you to jump into this conversation if you would. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Lucky Raf.
Lucky Raf, where are you calling from?
Lucky Raf, I'm calling from Abu Dhabi, UAE.
Okay.
I'm calling from UAE.
All right, so go ahead. I can hear you. So you're calling from United Arab Emirates. So go ahead.
On this issue of Saludo, I don't know why people keep thinking that southeastern politicians will support Obi. Obi is their problem because he's not a transactional politician. he cannot go into any agreement with any of these people. He is against transactional politics, so it cannot work with them. If they support him, that means Obi is not whom we thought he is. This did not start today. As a governor, he fought the entire godfathers in Anambra State. Politicians are against him. Elect him is the masses. And he have belief in masses. Whatever he is doing, all the consultation is just to make sure that he's not someone who get into fight with anybody. But if you choose to stay against progress, he will not talk. He will just leave you. So nobody should expect Eastern politicians. They are all greedy men. Nobody should expect them to support him because he cannot give them what they want. He will never give it to them. So, Soludo or not Soludo, we should not expect much from not only Soludo, including Umahi, including Hope Uzodinma and all that. You can't expect much from them. They need a promise, agreement, appointment, promise, all these things. But Obi can't do that.
All right, thank you.
So that is my contribution.
Thank you so much. Let me quickly jump on another conversation, another call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. So what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Charles. I'm calling from Glasgow in Scotland.
All right, Charles, you're welcome. This is Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
All right. I've been following the conversation here. Thank you for what you're doing. The issue is that I think those of us in Africa, we are easily carried away with humongous capital projects. You know, that is why when they talk about Anambra State and Peter Obi's achievement, people are looking for bridges, they are looking for flyovers, they are looking for, they don't understand. But my experience in the UK has shown that what we need in Africa is not about those projects that people want to see. It's about building the human capital to be able to develop our continent, especially Nigeria. You know, so that is why when they talk about people's achievement, people are just looking for what they are going to lay their hands on. They've forgotten that when you educate people, when you comfortable, when you provide jobs for them, they are going to be the ones that will drive the economy of the country, not the bridges, not the flyovers, not all those physical projects that you see. That at the end of the day, they are not going to put food on the table for the people. They are not going to make so much impact on the life of the people. But those intangible assets that you need to put in that will help people to grow the economy, because it's actually the people that drive the economy, not those capital projects that people are looking for.
Well, why I will agree with you, but don't you rather think that these capital projects are actually necessities? Because, I mean, it's a bit overwhelming and tiring to hear politicians year in, year out tell Nigerians, promise them, I will give you hospitals, I'll build you schools, I'll build you roads, because these are necessities. These are things that we should already have working for us. So, in spite of the fact that we know and understand that it's actually humans that drive the economy, but don't you think that all of these things that you call capital projects are actually things that we should already have, but sadly we don't have? Maybe that's why Nigerians try to glorify, whoever provides all of those things that it never had for them.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Kindly help me make it quick.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but have we actually reviewed the Peter Obi's performance at that time? What actually does the state need at that time? Does at that time, during while he was in office, did the state actually need those bridges that we are talking about? Did the state need all those capital projects we are looking at? If you look at the position of the state, then you will now know that what the man did was to lay the foundation. All that we need is continuity from where he stopped. The successors were supposed to, just like people are talking about Tinubu in Lagos State. When you create that master plan, all that the next government was supposed to do was to continue from where he stopped. So if it gets to the point where you now start building bridges, then you can start building bridges. When you get to the point, Peter Obi did not, from his achievement, you will see that there's nobody that can say that we are no hospitals, that we are no good hospitals in the state at that time. He looked at the basic things that the people needed at that time. So he tried to fix them, and he tried to save money for the future, so that the next government can now start from where he stopped, to be able to now build it up to the point where you begin to look at those tangible assets that people are actually looking at. You can't go to a place where people cannot even have anything to eat, and you say you want to build a flyover for them. How is that going to change the life of the people?
All right, thank you so
much. Do you understand that?
Thank you.
Right,
let me let you go so I can jump into other calls. My phone lines are actually buzzing so much. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? This is Voice of the People. All right, so go ahead, Chinedu. Let's hear you.
Sorry, Soludo should understand that he's playing politics. And again, this is his first term in office. He shouldn't jeopardize his chances of winning the second term.
Why do you think that would jeopardize his chances? All right, I lost you. All right, Lagos 0700 903 903 903. What do you make of Governor Chukwuma Soludo's response or reaction to the backlash, following the interview he had with Channels Television concerning the investment, what is left of the investments that Peter Obi made while he was governor? So he did mention that Peter Obi, quoting him, Peter Obi knows he can't and won't win Nigeria's presidential election. Remember that we also have another conversation at hand to discuss. As a revered professor of political economics, Professor Pat Utomi has called for the disqualification of any candidates found missing at the election debates, especially election debates, organized by frontline, teams, if I'd have to put it that way. I'm going to dissect that story even further. Do you think that Nigeria has matured to the level that we have to mandate or make it compulsory for candidates to show up for election debates? That's another conversation entirely, right? All right, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Peter, how are you?
I'm hanging in. I hope you're doing okay too.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well done. So let's
My name
hear
is Prince. I'm calling from Egbeda.
Prince, you're welcome. So go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say is, what is going on is really, the issue about, right now, before we have the main actors, who are the politicians, the old guard. Let me call them the old guard. So, and Peter Obi is somebody like who represents the new Nigeria, who represents the people. So, you see that brings a lot of jealousy from these people that feel that's why they talk about the structure. Peter Obi has no structure. And Peter Obi said that structure is a sort of criminality. That structure that doesn't want anything good to happen. You know what I mean? So that's why you see that Peter Obi is not moving with all these old politicians, people that, they feel that without them, and that is what is coming about, this jealousy from people like Soludo, who never achieved anything. And it's very poor for him that he has a government to run, and he's still, instead of him to focus on his government, he's now trying to act a card of PDP. You understand? And that will not work. I can assure you that this coming election, Peter Obi will win, and it will be a shame to all of them.
Thank you.
Understand?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, I move straight to WhatsApp where this says, "Good evening, Precious." Igbo says, after we finish running, we count miles. No problem. Is it not the same Soludo that sent thugs against his wife's auntie, Professor Dora Akunyili of blessed memory, because she was supporting Peter Obi against him? The same Soludo that denigrated Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala just to support APC in 2014. We know the antecedents, but re-election is coming. He will meet us in front. Uchenna Victor sent in that, and he said Peter Obi didn't build schools or hospitals, but equipped the ones he met. We don't need to waste resources when we have more equipment. That's what you said. All right, Lagos, phone lines are still open. Let's hear your thoughts and reaction. Let me move quickly to YouTube. In case you're joining this conversation on YouTube, remember you can call us via WhatsApp. If you're joining from the diaspora, 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number. 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number. And off YouTube, Billy Samuel says, support the disintegration. No, I'm not taking that message. And this one, Jovita Agu says, the guy from Abu Dhabi is 100% on point. Kelly Brown says, wow, nice one. Justice Okechukwu says, I have seen many unserious politicians. You see, Soludo is the most unserious governor I have ever seen in my life. I think he's just seeking popularity from Peter Obi. Kathleen Emmanuel says, Peter Obi was best governor ever emerged in Nigeria. Oh, wow. James Morgan says, Nigerians is Peter Obi could establish a program and place all first-class graduates of Anambra State indigenes on 1 million each to either further the person's education or begin an entrepreneurship. We went along with that. Billy Samuel says, support the... Okay, all right. I think I took that. Namdi Ife Kando says, all right, reacting to Justice Okechukwu, he said, you're absolutely right. Soludo political career is finished. You guys, this isn't that deep. All right, so quickly, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, sir. Can you help me turn off the volume on your radio set, please?
My name, I've turned it off. My name is Ben. I'm calling from Eva.
All right, Mr. Ben, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from Anambra. Thank you very much for wonderful work you're doing every day.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, bless you. I'm from Anambra.
All right.
You see, if Soludo has inherited what people inherited when he became governor, when he took over from Ngige. Peter Obi that took over from Obiano and he started crying that it's only 300 million. When Soludo, when Peter Obi took over, Anambra was nothing. Civil servants, zero. Pension and gratuity, zero. Teachers, zero. They were not going to school. My two brothers were working with Ministry of Anambra State Ministry. No salary. If you go to their office, everybody in Anambra State, the whole of no road, nothing. Everywhere, the whole road, destroyed, everything. Nothing was working in Anambra. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It was that time. It was before that time that Chris Oba carried talks and destroyed Anambra when they adopted in Ngige. When they were, hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
When Ngige disappointed and they were not giving them money, they carried talks and destroyed Anambra, brought Anambra to 0%. They used talks and pawn Anambra, pawn the whole government property. Immediately after that one, Peter Obi took over. He met nothing, no road, no salary for workers for years of Peter Obi inherited this, and he finished it. Health sector, zero. Education, zero. Every sector in Anambra, zero. And Peter Obi started planting Ogu, exporting it to overseas. Vegetables. He raised money. And then when he left office, he left 75 billion that time. So this man is just out of jealousy. We know who Peter Obi is. Peter Obi doesn't play the type of politics they are playing. I'm telling you the truth. Soludo has killed his political career. If you know Anambra people, their eyes have opened. Before, we were the worst in Nigeria, but now Anambra is one of the best in terms of politics in this country. We know what we want. If it's in Anambra, you see people rejecting money now. There's nothing like vote buying in Anambra.
We saw that play out in the last governorship election in Anambra.
Yes, we thought that Soludo is a man of integrity.
All right.
It is this thing MFL is doing that Soludo did when he was central bank governor.
All right, thank you.
We thought that he's a man of. He was winning the election because of Ojukwu. We vote him because he entered Africa. He failed the whole time he contested. He failed woefully, and he will continue to fail again. He will continue to fail. He's a sellout.
Thank you.
He's on his own. He's on his own.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me take another call. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
God bless you.
Thank
my
you.
sister Precious.
God bless you too. All right. Quite a number of messages here. This message here says, as for issues about winning, no politician can see Obi chances because they are looking for financial support. As governor, senators are contributing to him, but they didn't know how deep youth and diaspora support for him is. Things they pay billions to support groups for. People are giving it to Peter Obi for free. That's what you're saying. For Capital Project, Obi won state with best road network. He built big Odimegu Ojuku Teaching Hospital, renovated Iguariam Hospital, and then you went on and on with that conversation. And then this message says, the guy from UAE have said it all. Anna Paul from Cook has sent in this message. All right, Lagos, I'm due for a break very shortly. Coming up, we are still looking at Chukwuma Saludo's conversation on Peter Obi. How could he make such a strong statement that Peter Obi, knows that he cannot and will not win the presidential election come 2023? And of course, the next conversation that we also have, we are going to be looking at the conversation by Pat Utomi asking for the disqualification of candidates who do not show up for election debates. Plus, we are also looking at bandits demanding 10 million naira ransom to release the corpse of a kidnapped victim whom they had already paid them 3 million naira from when this person was alive. And whereas the person died in their custody, now they are asking for 10 million naira to release his dead body. In their language, we cannot be paying you, we cannot be doing work for you for free. So you have to pay us if you want your dead body. Hello. All right, we're looking at that. Is that how far we've come in Nigeria? Is that how much insecurity issue has eaten deep into us in Nigeria? And then these people are communicating via telephone lines. What happened to the NIN linkage? Why can't we fish these people out? Are they too much for security agents or the entire security apparatus to apprehend? That's the question that everyone may be asking. Let me take this break. When I'm back, we'll look at this conversation one at a time. But you can keep calling me, sending your WhatsApp messages 0700 903 9039. That's a WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. And of course, we're streaming live on YouTube at Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious Enyi. Let me take a 2 minutes break. I'll be right back. Stay with us, Lagos.
Sit tire for here, put on for in neck, burn am. Yes, I no go find better work do. Now yahoo dem go dey do. Stop!
That person where you won't born, if it dey innocent, no go carry person blood put for your head. Jungle justice no good at all. Stop am.
You wey light the fire, you no get heart. Say no to jungle justice.
You uncle, we follow for the crowd they look where then they born person.
Get inspired every morning as you listen to Daily Voice Devotional with Pastor Nee Adekunle of Helpers House, Lagos at 5:45 a.m. on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. DVD with PNA is building God's people every day. Brought to you by partners and Helpers House, Lagos. Join us.
Every day strike, ASU strike, market women strike, even Kole people they strike. We don't become country of striker.
Even light self, we no fit give us. Don't run from motor. Even leg self, we get accident.
Why una they complain? Why una they complain? No una they collect bribe, they vote Sokoloko Bango share.
Ìjọba tó dára, òun là ń béèrè.
Anyị chọrọ ọchịchị onye kwuru uche ya, anyị achọrọzi ọchịchị nchigbu.
Ala ndeze temeka muna so mekio.
What do we want? I made the rule us well.
Don't take it for noise.
Peter. Obi. Oh yes, he's here to change the narrative. Here to make things work in Nigeria and for Nigerians. On Peter, we shall build this nation. Arise, fellow Nigerians, and let's wake up the sleeping giant. The old Peter Obi, a man with great vision and an enthusiast of the real change. The only man we can trust with the nation's finance. Oh yes, for good governance. Let's join hands together and vote Labour Party.
Vote Peter Obi for president. Supported by Chief Dr. Paul Ezenwa Akudo, CEO, Wugas Intercontinental Limited.
The Evening Rush with Pressures. Featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors that discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation, and Demi, what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations. Critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Hey, like what's going on here?
I saw that. On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3. Voice of the People FM. Lagos. Now you have a voice.
Hello, this is your good radio pal, Citizen Jones Hussein, with the Voice of the People VOP Radio 90.3 on your dial. I'll be sharing 2 solid hours of compact radio with you. Join me, Citizen Jones, every Saturday morning, 7 to 8 a.m. on newspaper headliners and 8 to 9 on Citizen Jones This Morning. Keep the date, Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9.
It's 8 p.m. on 90.3 FM.
Lagos, we are back from our studio. It's exactly 8 p.m. and of course we're back for the rest of the conversations. I already told you to drop in your thoughts and reactions on 0700 903 9039. That is our WhatsApp number. Let's jump quickly into the other conversations that we have for the day. First, we've been talking about the Anambra State Governor's reaction to the backlash that he faced while he was answering questions from a journalist on a television interview, where he did say that the investment, what is left of the investment that Peter Obi made with the Anambra State government money or the state revenue is next to nothing. And then he did respond and react to that statement by saying, oh, well, Peter Obi knows that he cannot even win the Nigeria's presidential election come 2023, and that he knows that he cannot and will not win, that he Peter Obi knows the game that he's playing, and he also knows that they know the game that he's playing. So that's the game. And then people want to wonder that what is all of this argument back and forth about? What is all the statement about? Why will a governor make such a statement? Let me quickly play you a soundbite from that interview where he makes that statement, so you hear from him directly.
I think there was something I read about somebody speculated about the value of whatever investment. What I've seen today, the value of those investments is what next to nothing. So let's leave that aside.
Oh, wow. You heard that? I don't know if you heard it. Let me play it again.
I think there was something I read about somebody speculated about the value of whatever investment. What I've seen today, the value of those investments is what next to nothing. So let's leave that aside.
All right. So you heard that. That's actually the voice of the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, reacting to that question on the investment that was made by Peter Obi, Dr. Peter Obi of the former governor of Anambra State, on the investment he made with the state revenue. But here is still Professor Soludo during the Anambra State governorship debate, where he actually, did but at least commended or eulogized. How do I put that? Actually, made proud statement about Peter Obi's involvement, his works as the president of Anambra State. And when he was, the governor of Anambra State. Let's play you that, a soundbite from that debate.
State numbers. Anambra State has poverty rate declined from 53% under Peter Obi to 14.78. Anambra State has the lowest unemployment of any state in Nigeria at 13%. National Bureau of Statistics, not Anambra State numbers. Anambra State has poverty rate declined from 53% under Peter Obi to 14.78 as at last year. National Bureau of Statistics. not our own numbers. Anambra State has the lowest underemployment rate at 17% of any state in Nigeria, National Bureau of Statistics. So when you want to say, and then...
So you heard that. That was actually Governor Chukwuma Soludo during the Anambra State governorship debate. And one would want to think, if he could say this, the strides or the giant strides that Anambra State made during Peter Obi's governorship, tenure as the governor of the state, what changed and why would he make such a statement that he, Peter Obi, knows that he cannot and will not win the 2023 presidential election? Now, let me quickly also, still talking about the investment, let me quickly play you a soundbite from the governor of Taraba State, Governor Darius Ishako, when Peter Obi did pay a courtesy visit to him concerning what this statement was made by the governor of Taraba State based on that same investment that we're talking about, or the purported investment by Governor Peter Obi of Anambra State.
Anambra very well. And so, when I met the governor who had just finished his tenure, I asked him, I said, my dear brother, I had been longing to thank you immensely. You did something remarkably well. God bless you. He said, my brother, what is that? I said, the international airport you built in Oka. I said, I am exceedingly happy. He said, oh my God, I'm happy hearing it from you. Then I added, I said, where did you get the money? He said, Biko, now my former colleague left the money behind. I laughed. I said, he left it. He said, frankly speaking, he left money and foreign currency. Is the money I saw. I said, look, let me leave a legacy before we go. So I'm not promising. I only money I'm owing them.
So you heard that from the governor of Taraba State talking with Peter Obi and his delegates when they paid him a courtesy visit in his state. All right, so let's jump into the next conversation. I see all your reactions. Bring them on to the WhatsApp line 0700 903 903 903. If you're planning to leave the country, have someone out of the country watching us or out of the state of Lagos watching, you can let them know that they can join into this conversation via our YouTube platform. It is at Voice of the People FM. That's where we are. Voice of the People FM. So let me quickly jump into the next conversation that we have. Now, this is concerning the debates. Debates have been making a lot of rounds, right? Right. So foremost political economist, Professor Pat Utomi, has called for the disqualification of any candidates found missing at the election debates. So Utomi made this call while addressing journalists in Abuja during the weekend. He also asked the Nigerian electorates to use their power to vote against candidates who fail to make themselves available for the debate. And one would want to ask, you Nigerians, do you think, would you vote someone out because the person did not show up for debate? That's $1 million question. I'd like to hear your thoughts and reaction on that. He further said, the fortunes of South Korea were turned around because the Electoral Commission was so despondent about the quality of their politics that they decided that the thing that should matter the most is for the electorate, are the debates between candidates. So if, the fortune of South Korea turned around because they noticed that, the debates or to hear from the candidates, it's very important to them. Why can't we be concerned about hearing from our candidates? So he further said, quoting him again, he said, so it became entrenched in the conventions of the South Korean politics. Before anybody goes to an election, they should have had a series of debates on the streets, in town halls, on television, to define South Korean elections. Once debates came to define elections, money bags and all kinds of criminals and charlatans ran away, and their electoral process became one of a sustained, enormously developed country. That's what he said. So any politician that refuses to make this fundamental contribution to the democratic process should be considered unfit, unable, and unwilling to participate in the democratic process. That is what Professor Pat Utomi said. Now, according to him, Professor Patutumi, if the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC does not have the courage to disqualify such a candidate, the electorate should do so on the election day. So if INEC does not disqualify a candidate because they refuse to show up for debates, you, the electorate, should say that I will not vote for this person who did not show up during debates. Okay. So you would also recall that INEC had fixed February 25 as a date for the Presidential and National Assembly elections. The governorship and the state assemblies are expected to hold on March 11, 2023. So you would also recall that the Labour Party had said that Peter Obi will no longer be appearing in debates that other front-runner presidential candidates refuse to appear on. Because what's the need? If others will not appear on this debate, why should our presidential candidates appear on this debate? And then Professor Patutumi now made the statement. I'd like to hear your thoughts and reaction on this. Do you think, would you rather not vote someone because the person, did not show up for debates? Do you think that the way our politics is being run in Nigeria, that we are actually matured, for that kind of level of politics, where we'll say, we'll not vote this person because this person did not show up for debate to tell us what he can do for us? I'd like to hear your thoughts and reaction on this, honestly. Number is 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. 0700-903-903-903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening very much.
Yes, good evening to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Meka. I'm calling from K2.
Mr. Meka, you're welcome. This is Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is very good. Because we are voting for our presidential candidate. So, the presidential candidate is supposed to show. Because the first time on the peace accord assignment, some president did not come. Some presidential candidates did not come. You don't peace accord where they sign peace accord. Okay, another one. This presidential debate. I'm not saying that anything will happen, but if anything happens, the person who did not show up on the peace accord, he will deny. He say that I did not sign anything with you, and he can't hold him responsible. Okay, this presidential debate, he can say that I did not debate anything. Whatever I like is what I will do, and he cannot hold him responsible. So I'm supporting INEC to use the power. Any presidential candidate that will not show up, let them qualify them.
Thank you.
Because on their that is where we focus. We have to hear their mind, hear what they are saying. Then we have to vote for them. But if you don't see the person or they not hear, what are you going to vote for?
All right, thank you so much. I do understand you totally. Let's kindly make it short because we have quite a number of people waiting on the line. But let me quickly jump to YouTube. Sydney Ibuko says it's not compulsory to come for debates. It's just morally right until we put it in our electoral act or constitutionally. When Obi wins, it should be put in the amendment or in the electoral act. That's what he says. Evaristos Jeremiah says and then Henry Tip, he says, which electoral value did Governor Soludo have? Somebody who got 70 votes to become a governor because of insecurity. Are you kidding me? And then I move quickly to WhatsApp, where I have quite a couple of conversations, reaction, not known priorities. They will build, you said, they will be building road and bridges in a state when human development is a serious need. The reason why APC like to build road and bridges is because they take financial benefit from it. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. All right. Saludo is an economist, so he doesn't know anything about politics and investment, so everyone should forgive him. All right. And good evening, Sister Prepre. Saludo knows what he did. Did this Prepre follow me to here again? No. My name is Precious, please. All right. Peter Obi must not win the election. He has said that he will rather lose doing the right thing than win doing the wrong thing. Saludo has his opinion, but the people know the truth. That's what you said. And then this message says, sweet Precious, you don't blame Charles Soludo. He is, for his statement, Peter Obi can't win Nigeria president so far as the country concerned. You think APC will allow any other party to take over from them. That is impossible. Are you kidding me? All right, with the new electoral act we have, it may just be a shocker for everyone. All right, let me go back to the phone lines very quickly. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set, please? Totally, thank you.
Is it okay now?
All right, it's fine. Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Sunday. I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, go ahead, Sunday.
Okay, I have been trying so hard anyway to get you when.
Apologies. I have like a million calls at the same time. Don't blame me, please. Sorry.
Yes, I can understand because the conversation you raised is so many people are interested in it too, and I wasn't surprised anyway. So about Soludo and his comment about
Peter Obi.
About our worthy and awaiting president come to 2023 by the grace of God and by the reach and by the efforts of Nigerian youth who are showing so much support to the yes. So Soludo, to rush quickly to Soludo. Soludo is what I can pick from this long episode is just a self-centered human being.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So what I can get from his long episode, as I said, is just a self-centered human being, and he keep contradicting himself. He was making reference to Jagaban, and he said he moved from AD to AC to ACN and all that. So why is he now talking? Why is he now talking as if people be moving from ABGA to a more national and broad party is a crime in politics? Why is he now talking about synergy and all that? At least Peter Obi has moved from one party to another, and he has made contacts, and all these are part of the structures they are talking about. So, and I don't think there is in politics there are surprises. So, a party you think is down today might be the one on top tomorrow. So, politics is full of surprises. So if he has anything against Peter Obi, he should keep it at a low level and not at this national level. Now the man is gathering support from every corner of Nigeria and is coming out now to talk. If I say, well, let me be more civil as you're advising. So for him to now come here now and start talking down, even if we are not saying that everybody or he too must support Peter Obi. But if you don't support Peter Obi, don't talk down on him. Don't start talking as if the man is one kind demon and he's painting himself to be a saint. It doesn't go that way. If you don't support him, you don't support him. If you must criticize him, you criticize him with facts and figures. You don't come here and start playing egocentric sentiments and all that. If he has ambition to become president of Nigeria, he's entitled to it. But he should allow nature and God to handle things and wait for his time. Nobody says Peter Obi must be president of Nigeria, come 2023. But if that be the case, why should his kinsman be the person to start being a stumbling block on his way by making unguarded statements? So, Peter Soludo is actually bringing his value and rate so down in the southeastern Nigeria, and I think it's so bad. His manager should actually give him a lesson on politics and all that, and how it does
Thank you. Let me quickly jump into more calls now. You've spoken for about 3 minutes. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. All right, so whilst I'm jumping into other calls, my WhatsApp lines are also on fire, so let me quickly jump into some WhatsApp conversations. Right, this message here says, "Good evening, ma'am. I am Ebuka from Boston, Massachusetts." It says, "Thank you for the good works you have been doing. Just wish to correct assessment by one caller who said Peter Obi did not build physical projects, but rather only focused on human capital. I agree with the other caller. Peter Obi focus was on human capital, but it is not only education. That's one also increased human capital. Access to markets for people living in village side is also human capital development. And Peter Obi is still the only governor who understood it is more beneficial to build road network to link villages to center in Onitsha, Newi, and other states. He said, other areas, that is ETC, than adding additional roads in city or urban areas. Anambra remains in the whole of Nigeria, the only state of that each town have at least one major road linking it to the center. That's what you have said in this message. And then, oh wow. So you went on and on to be reeling out the achievements of Governor Peter Obi. I see you. Thank you so much. They're quite enormous. But let me go back to my phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Access to markets for people living in village.
Hello. Can you help me turn off the volume on your radio set, please? I beg you. Whatever device you're listening with, can you turn it off so we can hear you? Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Okay. My name is Olabisi, and I'm speaking from Dallas.
All right, so Olabisi, you're welcome. My name is Precious. This is Voice of the People FM. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. Concerning that comment on Peter Obi by Professor Soludo, I think we should not overflow this issue. That comment was not an indictment on Peter Obi. The statement is, did he Obi made any investment? Was investment a crime? I think the indictment is on the present government. If Professor Soludo had investment 12 years ago, he should look at the value of that investment then and look at the value of that same investment now. The value has dropped drastically. Why? Because of the economy of the country. And the economy of the country dropped. The whole value standard of living, everything collapsed.
But did you hear did you also hear that Governor Saludo just made a fresh statement this afternoon, stating categorically that Peter Obi cannot and will not win the presidential election, and that Peter Obi knows the game that he's playing, and that Peter Obi also knows that they know the game he's playing. That's the statement Soludo made.
Okay.
That's the latest statement he made this afternoon.
Okay, let me say something on that. You see, I think Soludo is living in the past. He thought it was even in the beginning. I'm very sure Obi himself will now sit down and reevaluate himself. He doesn't know what he was going into when he went into Labour Party. When he started, I think Soludo is thinking when Obi started that who was Labour Party. But today, I can bet you, it is beyond Obi himself. It is beyond us as Nigerians. It now becomes a phenomenon that we cannot even comprehend. So let him continue to say whatever he wants to say. I think he never knew that today, what we are hearing concerning and the revelation concerning the APC aspirant, did he know anything about it? Has he ever read about what Bola Tinubu did some 20 years back? He did not know. So, but today he is coming to limelight, and these are things that are going to decide what we are going to do in 2023. Does he know where Atiku is coming from? Look at his background. If you have President Obasanjo telling the whole world that Atiku will be the last person, he has his regret over picking Atiku as his vice president. He managed the economy. He sold all the assets of Nigeria with nothing to show for it. So there are a lot of things coming up now that people are now realizing. Obi started this struggle just 4 months ago. But look at it today. The whole country is like as if it is becoming a wildfire that even he himself does not even know that it's going to be like this. So let Soludo continue to live in the past. And whether you like it or not, parents, they envy their children. Sister envies his brother. Brother envies his sister. Nobody, we are human beings. I want to believe that Soludo does not know what he's doing. He's only being envious of Obi, and whether he likes it or not, Peter Obi is the rock that this country, Nigeria, stands on. If Peter Obi fails to clinch that 2023 presidential election, go and mark it, precious. I can bet you we are going back to 66. That's where we are going back. I can bet you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yoruba nation will live. Biafra will live. And we'll see what becomes of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me let you go. All right. Hello, good evening to you. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hello, good evening, my sister.
Yes, a very good evening to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos, really.
All right, Engineer Felix, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Concerning the ways of Soludo, I'm really, really sorry for him. I am from Anambra State.
Okay.
And we are from the same side, Urumba. But the kind of the words he said concerning Peter Obi, it's like when somebody who, I don't know how to put it. You know, when somebody wants to mess, they do it through anus. And when somebody begins to mess through mouth, they take the person to hospital. Some people needed to go to hospital and check themselves. And let him know that he has only one vote. This time, somebody can come and say anything, but let him know he has only one vote. Nigeria stands for Peter Obi. We have suffered enough in this country. And God has decided to wipe away tears in the eyes of people in this country. So let's forget about all these people who will come. He has only one vote. His nation is going to win the next vote in Anambra State. Please, let him retrieve his words and join the winning team.
All
so
right,
we can be able to achieve the good Nigeria we are all looking for.
All right.
Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll move back to WhatsApp. Tinubu will not come for the bid because he cannot exist when the atmosphere consists of opposition. Ambode is a good example. You went on and on that. All right, good evening, dear precious. Thank you for good work you're doing. To me, for a candidate refusing to attend presidential debate is like somebody that applied for a job, refusing to come for interviews. So such a person is not worthy to be our president. My name is Nki Oputa. Thank you for your message. Politicians create the impression that Nigerians are divided along party lines, which is wrong. There are a lot of people who are not affiliates to any party. Whilst debates are not mandatory, it is a way of communication directly, or communicating directly rather, with voters, and a way of creating accountability and a means of holding political office holders responsible. I do agree with you. I do totally agree with you on that one. Before I move to the last conversation for the day, hello, good evening to you. Yes, please.
Hello, good evening. This is Obi calling from Ayobo.
Obi, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Just 60 seconds, please. Help me make it short.
Thank you. I will keep to that.
Thank you.
I want to speak about Saludo, what he vomited from his mouth this evening.
Oh, my brother. It's what he said. He
See,
didn't vomit.
Saludo is my brother. I just called somebody from his town to Sofia, and the person just said we should ignore him. Sometimes he talk recklessly. That is how he talk from. That's how he normally talk. He's envious. Because if you look at all his statements, nowhere he indicted Peter Obi and said that maybe what Peter Obi did was wrong or that. But what he's concentrated on saying is he knows that he's not going anywhere. Bola Ahmed Tinubu move from AD to ACN or to before APC. That is not what we Nigerians, even when I heard his statements, he made me to have, even me speaking to you now, I was, in my family, they wrote me off. But today, I'm now the cornerstone in the family. So anybody that throws stone on is going to make it in life. It's only a tree that has fruit that shouldn't throw stone on. So forget about it. Everybody, it will rekindle our hope on better Nigeria. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night to you too. All right, so let me quickly jump into the next conversation that I have. Remember, I promised you that we're discussing 3 different topics. First of which is what Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, had to say about Peter Obi, why he said Peter Obi will not and cannot win the presidential election come 2023. The second conversation I did mention was what Professor Patutomi said about this qualification of candidates who do not show up for debates. And then the third conversation, rather scary, is that bandits have demanded 10 million naira ransom to release victims' corpse. Let me take a bit of dig into that story. So bandits demanded 10 million naira as ransom before releasing the corpse of one of their victims, Obadiah Ibrahim, who they kidnapped a few weeks ago in Kaduna State. You would recall that Kaduna has become a hub, of banditry and lots of kidnappings going on there, to the extent that even the governor of Kaduna State had stated several occasions that, he even said he told the president that bandits have formed a parallel government where they now take their own taxes in some local government areas and in some quarters in some quarters in Kaduna State. They even take their own taxes. They don't let people go to farm except, you pay them their own taxes. All right. So, speaking further on the conversation, brother to the victim, Kefas Obadiah, said the bandits had collected 3 million naira, but still refused to release the corpse of the victim abducted in October. Ibrahim had died on Monday, Monday last week, and they informed them, the family, on Thursday. That's what Kefas, who's Ibrahim's brother, that's what he's saying. And then he further said, we asked for his corpse and they said we should pay them 10 million naira before we want 10 million naira if we want the corpse, that they would not work for us for free of charge. Now, that's a part of the conversation that is even most scary and, funny at the same time, but funny, not funny anyway. So when they demanded for the body of their brother who died on Monday last week, after they had told them just Thursday, 3 days after his death, or about 4 days after his death, if you'd like to say that, and the bandits said that, if you want us to release his body, you will pay us 10 million naira. We will not work for you for free. And one will be wondering, what work will bandits be doing, with a dead body? Maybe they'll be embalming him or preserving him. Will they do that? I just don't know. But that's actually the state that we are in right now. All right. Then Obadiah, while narrating the family ordeal, added, my brother's name is Obadiah Ibrahim. He was kidnapped in early October in Sabongaya on his way back from Abuja to Kaduna. Same Abuja-Kaduna road that, we've been talking about as den of kidnappers. He said, although I wasn't the one communicating with the bandits, there was a negotiator. Earlier, the bandits demanded 200 million naira and later settled for 3 million naira plus. Now, they said we should bring the money. After giving them the ransom, they told us the money was for their foodstuffs, which got finished, and that we should go and bring 15 million. They later came down to 5 million. And 3 motorbikes, and later collected 1 bike. After collecting a bike, we didn't hear from them again. We tried to communicate with them, but unfortunately, we were unable to. Then on Thursday, when the negotiator called them, they said our brother was dead. We thought they were joking. When we continued, they threatened to track, the particular negotiator and come for him if he did not stop calling their line. Then they said their own men were arrested by the police, tied to a tree and killed. So they vented their anger too on our brother because of what the police had done to their brothers, and they also killed our brother, whom they had paid ransom for. Now, the bandits also said Allah, swearing in the name of God, that if we brought the money, they would release his corpse in 3 days. Hey! All right. Lagos phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903. Let's get to hear from you. Is this the level that we are right now? That bandits would demand money for ransom after kidnapping someone that went on a journey or on a trip, and then even killed the person after the after paying the ransom, and then even after killing him, still demanding for another ransom to release his dead body. Okay. So one we want to ask, these bandits have been communicating with, the said negotiator. And is it possible? How difficult is it really that these people have been communicating without, the security apparatus, with all the security apparatus that we have in the country, having hold of them? That's $1 million question that we'll be asking. And then another threat or fear is that I thought we were all asked to link our lines to NIN. And we remember vividly that earlier this year, those who did not link their phone numbers to their NIN were cut off their lines. So they could no longer make phone calls. They would rather only respond or take calls. So how come these kidnappers are able to make and receive calls, and yet we're unable to track their lines? What is going on? For kidnappers to have the audacity, the temerity to request for even more money after killing their victim? Oh my goodness. What is the way forward? Phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903. From our studio, it is 26 minutes before 9 o'clock. That is 26 minutes to 9. And I'd like to hear your thought and reaction on these conversations. Let's have you chiming very quickly. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Hello,
Precious.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Very quickly, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, this is where from Governor State, please.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, you see, this is, how will I put it now? Is just.
Oh my goodness, I lost you there. All right, so let me jump into the conversations that I have on WhatsApp very quickly. Soludo is nothing but a bitter politician who does not know his left from his right. He just want to trend online. The more attention you give to his negative comments, the more he will gain popularity, whether for good or bad. All we pray is for God to deliver Nigeria through Obi from people like Saludo and his likes. That's what you said. All right, hello, good evening. Can you help me turn off the volume on your radio set, please? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you help me turn it off totally, please, sir?
My name is Okoye. I would like to comment on Soludo's issue.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, please. There is one thing a lot of people don't know about Soludo. Soludo is in Abba, while what's his name? Peter Obi is in Labour Party.
Yes.
And Soludo knows fully well that once Peter Obi wins, his second term is not guaranteed. Do you understand? His second term is not guaranteed because as a president, definitely, because what's going on now, like in what's it called? In Delta State, you see a lot of people putting up posters. They are under PDP, but at the same time, they'll put Peter Obi's picture. Why? We've not really asked ourselves this question. Why are they using Peter Obi's picture beside their poster? Because they want what's it called? Anybody that is voting for them to as well vote for. Once they see Peter Obi's picture, they will just go and vote. Now, the real thing that will really happen in 2023 election is very easy. You see that, remember the presidential election will also come with senatorial election. Now, people don't mind who is coming out in senatorial seats. What they're after is Labour Party. They'll just vote Peter Obi and at the same time vote whomever that is under senatorial. Do you understand? And this Soludo of a person knows that he has lost. Once Peter Obi enters there, he has lost completely. Because his second term will come after the 2023 election. And a lot of people, believe you me, Anambra State is getting whomever that is coming out for senatorial seat there is getting it completely. Because when personally, if I want to vote, I'll vote Peter Obi, and I don't even care to know who is coming out for senatorial. I'll vote on the same ballot paper. And exactly that is what is going to happen.
But a quick question, sir. Why do you think that if Peter Obi wins the presidential election, that it reduces the chances of Soludo
my sister, please tell me, okay, do you want us to analyze it? Now,
we don't have the time, unfortunately. We don't have the time.
Just 1 minute is okay for me to tell you.
If you can make it in 30 seconds, sir.
Look, okay, 30 seconds. Now, look at it this way. We have how many states do we have in the South? The whole of the South. Let me not put it South. We have 17 states in the South. PDP has lost out. Which state do you think PDP will win in the South? We have 5 states in the Southeast. They are not going anywhere in the Southeast. Is it in the West that they will win? No way. Now, in the North, completely, we have 19 states in the North. Believe you me, the Middle Belt and so on, para states cannot vote for PDP. Is it a good state that you saw what happened over the weekend? So nobody goes there. PDP has lost out completely. Any reasonable person that cools down to analyze this thing will know that PDP is not going there. Tinubu, as a person, yes, good and fine. Maybe he might will win Lagos State with a little margin. But he cannot get that 25% on top of everybody. We'll share the votes. We'll share the votes in Lagos State.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Let me quickly jump on other calls. I do appreciate your input.
Okay, it's all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. All right, moving on a bit further on WhatsApp. This message says, "Hi, Precious. I am Chibweze from Olodia, Papa. I fully support the idea of the debate among the candidates. They should come out and speak and attest to their so-called manifestos. They should come out and answer questions. This is, if this is done, it will be very easy for us to read the writing on the wall." That's what you said. All right. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Can you help me turn off totally the volume on your radio set, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, we don't have that time. Unfortunately, we don't have that time, sir. Please, when you call, help me turn off totally the volume on your radio set so we can, hear you and have a swift conversation. Good evening. Calling terrorist bandits is unacceptable. Well, that's what the news called them, bandits. But we all know that they've been proscribed as terrorists, so they are still terrorists. All right. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is James. That is not my real name, but for security reasons, let me just put it that way.
All right, so go ahead. All right, from Lekki?
Okay, no, Lagos.
It's okay, go ahead.
Now, I just tuned in, then I heard the kidnap issue and all of that.
Exactly, and bandits are requesting for 10 million to release the corpse of a kidnapped victim.
Man, please, I just want to let me just say my name is Anonymous.
All right. So
I have a cousin, all right? I have a cousin who is a U.S. Marine, all right? Then I also have one friend, my childhood friend. We went to same primary school and same secondary school. In Naval Steel. He's based in California, U.S. Naval Steel. You know what it means for you to be a SEAL in U.S.? They are way higher than Marines, my cousin. So we discussed this, like, this kidnap issue all the time. And I came up with an idea, you understand? But I wouldn't mention the name of this acting officer, the top rank officer in Lagos. I went to the office somewhere in Alausa to meet someone. Through a friend, I went to a friend who works in Alausa. And they asked me, okay, what do I want or stuff like that. I said, sir, I explained to them that I actually had a cousin who is a U.S. Marine. And a friend who is a Naval SEAL, that we discussed this issue, and they were willing to help bring some gadgets that could be used to track all these guys, even if you are using a encrypted phone. They can
use to track all these bandits, that is the terrorists who kidnap people, right?
Yes.
All right, okay.
This man asked me one question, and that was when I signed out for this country. He said, "Is your knife long enough to cut off the head of the snake?"
No, I didn't hear you. What was the question?
He said, "Is your knife, is it long enough to cut off the head of the snake?"
Is your knife long enough to cut off the head of the snake?
The head of the snake. Like, can my knife reach out to the head of the
Before the snake comes to you, right? I understand.
I don't understand what that question is. I was like, I don't understand. He said, you know what? This is way beyond what you think. Just say you won't fall victim. Believe me, this man refused to push what I brought to his table. I've been hearing things a lot. I have friends in Abuja. People in the government are still the same guys who sponsor all this kidnapping.
No.
Why are they? Why are they?
Wouldn't that be you making an accusation that you cannot prove and verify? This is live radio.
I said something. I said something that I have friends in Abuja. Understand? And no proof, like you said, no proof, no evidence. You understand? But my question is, why are they so scared of solutions? Anything that can resolve this issue or bring these guys to justice, they don't want it on that table.
But the government have come out to say over and over again, we have had the president say that he has given directive to the entire military several times, or the entire security outfit several times, to go ahead and ensure that they get these people no matter what it takes. So we have seen him give them that command several times. So we cannot say that it's been difficult for them to act on that.
Okay, let me even come out. So there's this military box like the last one. I don't think
your line is actually very shaky, so I can barely hear you. Your line is
hello,
shaky.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, kindly help me make it quick, please.
All right, fine. There's this military box like the laptop or something. It's connected to the satellite, directly to the satellite. You can track videos or whatever that has been recorded from another satellite. This is what I asked my cousin and my friends to bring down. In fact, these guys are ready. If only this man had given me a good response. Honestly, I don't need to talk to him anymore. I will just give this top officer their number. Let them have this direct communication. I'm not in the army. I'm not a police officer, and I don't want to get myself involved. But I just want to look. This thing, anybody can be victim. It could be you tomorrow. It could be anyone. You understand? Nowhere is safe in this country. So it is everybody's responsibility to make sure that people are safe in this country. And that was why I made that move. If this man had given me a good response, it's something about keep that number. This one is my cousin's number and this is my friend's number. Have a direct conversation with them. Whatever they want to bring down, I believe you'll be in a better position to handle those guys. And they can track these guys down. Just like you said, we have registered about NIN, and still these guys will still communicate. I don't know if the phone is encrypted. I don't even know, but I don't know.
All right, thank you.
There are questions,
it's so scary. It's so scary that anybody, who should be responsible to help us fight this kind of mayhem would, it's even difficult to believe. Well, I thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. All right. So quite a couple of conversations. Evaristus Jeremiah says, Precious, he is right. Insecurity is a business of the government. And he says, my prayer is, don't fall victim. God will never let us fall victim. In Jesus' name, let me be prayed. Amen. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. So what's your name and where are you calling from?
Ola is my name from Ijibo.
All right, Ola, go ahead very quickly.
You see, there's one thing I want to tell you, my sister. People are playing politics with people's lives. That is the basic truth. You see, Nigerian politicians are playing politics with, the life of citizenry of Nigerians. And each time I listen to people discussing politics on national radio, it amazes me. These are the same people who voted for. I think this was supposed to be the custodian of, security to people. But they are not living up to their responsibility. You can imagine somebody, was kidnapped and they pay ransom, at the end of the day, they were still killed. And people are paying a lip service, just a mere lip service, and giving directives to people that they should go after these people. I have a rate,
Hello?
And they go into the bush to go after these people, and you will receive a call from Hope that you should not go after them. They should not go after them.
All right.
I listened to that video. Believe me, I am so scared. So is this how we are going to continue in this country without security, without being protected by the so-called government? So, and we are discussing politics. The same people we voted for, they turn around to be our enemy. Nobody is safe again in Nigeria. So then, what are we talking about? It is only God that can help us in this country. No, I'm telling you. You can listen to what that man said. Somebody want to provide solution to security issue, and somebody was asking him whether he have, he have knife long enough to cut the head of cobra. How does that really find with the solution that man has intended to provide?
All right, sir. Let me let you go so I can take more calls. I have just 5 minutes for the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, Auntie Pepper, what is the purpose of NIN? The government is just something else. Bandits and kidnappers are calling for victims' relatives. Is our government kidnapping its own citizens? That's a question he asked. Please, can you look? Okay, thank you. He said, politics just say something about, in politics, just say something about your position, then you have done your good job. All right, this says, isn't it funny that the terrorist has the capacity to trace the neighbors while Nigeria government that is in control of the communications cannot track them? Who is fooling who? That's the question you asked. And then, good evening. Soludo's document is a figment of his imagination. He should do well to tackle the insecurity issues in Anambra State. We know he is nursing presidential ambition, but time shall tell. Chika sent in that message. Chika from Lekki. All right. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay. My name is Charles. I'm sorry. I'm calling back again from the UK.
All right, Charles. Can you help me make it 1 minute so I can take more calls?
Yes. I just want to quickly comment on the issue of insecurity in Nigeria.
Right, go ahead.
The government here, how many people have been arrested and prosecuted? The people that they attacked the Abuja Kaduna train, how many of them have been arrested and prosecuted? All the people who have committed atrocities in Benue State, where we have mass graves all over the place, people in IDP camps, how many people have been arrested and prosecuted? The people that broke the jail in Kuje, how many people have been arrested and prosecuted? So these are the questions that we should ask. It's not about just issuing an ultimatum, go after them. We know that people are, if you don't tell the security agencies to go after them, they already know that's their job. So we don't even need the president to say it. That is their job. They are paid with taxpayers' money. So we don't have to wait for the president to tell them what to do. The Nigerian people paid them salaries. They are not revenue generating agencies. They are paid with your tax, my own tax. So they know what they are supposed to do. But after the ultimatum, in addition, how many people have been arrested and prosecuted? I think those are the questions we should ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. All right. Moving on very quickly to YouTube. And this says, hey, what stops the president from asking for world powers to help in tackling kidnapping issues in Nigeria? That is all right. Then a very sister Jeremiah father says, Sister Precious, please remember the BBC documentary that came out early some months ago. And not just BBC, Trust TV also did have their own documentary too on about same issue. And then I move to WhatsApp messages very quickly. This says, why can't DSS arrest Issa Pantami? He knows now. He's a minister for community, ouch. All right. Hello, good evening to you. Let's see if we can take 1 or 2 more calls before we wrap up the show. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, very good evening to you.
Yeah, my name is Julius anyway.
All right.
I just want to contribute to Mr. Peter Obi.
All right, go ahead. Very quickly, you have less than 60 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to contribute.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
What the governor of Anambra State says is letting every Nigerian to know that they don't want to see the light. They don't want to understand what is happening in this country. All of them know, both all of the governors. So, please, we still vote this man in to be our president. Let's come in election. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right.
Bye.
So while I still have 2 minutes, let's see if I can take a few more. Because how can you say that they can arrest the Minister for Communication and Digital Economy? Haba. Why are you doing like this now? You guys should send me messages that I can read now. All right. Okay, so a few more messages. Quite a number of them on our WhatsApp platform. Let's see if we can do justice to a few of them before we run. Soludo was just being subversive. Peter Obi will win the 2023 election. All right. This should be our last call. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, a very good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Victor Metso.
Victor who?
Victor Metso.
All right, Victor Metso from me. All right, go ahead, please. In 60 seconds, very quickly. We don't have time anymore.
I want to speak concerning insecurity of this.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. The network providers and the GSM providers should be held responsible for this thing that is happening. They made us to believe that we have to link our clients to this.
All right, I get your point. I'm sorry, but there is no more time, please. Thank you so much. I get your point. The network providers should be held responsible. But remember that the directive for linking your line to NIN did not come from them. It came from the minister himself, not from the government, if I have to say that. All right, Lagos, that's the size of our package this evening. Thank you so much for keeping it real with me on the show this evening. Remember that I'm on your radio Monday to Friday, 6:20 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday. Let's do this again, Lagos. Tomorrow, I'll be discussing with the chairman of IPAC Lagos State, and I'll see if I can also get a reaction of the INEC Commissioner in charge of voter education and information, Mr. Festus Okoye. We have been seeing lots of images of underage registered voters. And, you know, a lot of people, I mean, if you're on social media, you've been hearing, you should have been seeing this. And we want to hear from INEC directly. Are these actually genuine registered voters? Because they come with very young underage faces, but with, you know, dates of birth that seem like they are actually adults, but they don't look like adults from their pictures. So I tried to reach the INEC commissioner today. He was quite busy. He couldn't respond to me, and I'm hoping that he'll give me a response to that conversation by tomorrow. But I will also be having the IPAC chairman. You know, they are also, you know, very, very actively involved in election matters, so that we can have that discussion concerning the 2023 election. How prepared are we? And, you know, considering all of this war with underage voters, and also Nigeria recording so far 52 political violence in just 1 year, in just 1 month. What do we do about this? Well, this is the conversation we'll be having tomorrow. Thank you so much for keeping it real with me. You can follow me on all my social media platforms. On Twitter, I am at precious_ENY, precious_Enyi, and on Facebook, I am at Precious Enyi. On Instagram, I am at Precious Enyi official. That is Precious ENYI official. Let's see tomorrow, Lagos, and have you know, a fruitful deliberation and all of these conversations that I've put forward. Thank you so much for keeping it real with me. Do have